The one way. You think variety keeps things interesting, but variety is actually where consistency dies. Every time you change what you're doing, your brain has to make micro decisions. Should I do push-ups or burpees today? Which book should I read? How long should I meditate? Every small decision is a crack where your old patterns leak back in. Raphael completely locked everything down. 20 push-ups, 10 minutes of meditation, 10 minutes of reading. Same order, same timer, same thing. His personal Ango period, 90 days of identical practice. His friends called him robotic. His girlfriend said he was getting annoying. They didn't understand that annoying was exactly the point. Third week, his mind went to war. Every morning it screamed for variety. This is stupid. You're not a robot. Mix things up or you'll burn yourself out. Fourth week, something broke. Not his discipline, but his resilience. The voice of negotiation grew quieter. By week 6, he was halfway through his push-ups before he even realized he'd started. The practice was taking care of itself. This is what people don't understand about consistency. It's not about willpower lasting forever. It's about repetition until willpower is no longer needed. Your body learns the sequence like a dancer learns choreography. An MIT researcher who has studied the automatization of behaviors for 12 years explains, when you repeat an action in the same context for approximately 66 days, the basal ganglia of the brain take over. The behavior becomes automatic. You are no longer deciding to do it, you are simply doing it. On the 35th, Raphael caught the flu. On the 40th, he was traveling for work. This is where the old pattern kicks in. Sick day, E, rest day. Travel, E, exception. This is where you gave up before, where everyone gives up, because perfect practice requires perfect conditions, and perfect conditions do not exist. But Dogen understood something about gaps that changes everything. He wrote that practice must continue without even a moment of gap, because in that gap, all your old patterns return. What saved Raphael when everything went wrong was understanding that practice doesn't require perfection. It requires continuity. Chapter 5. Practice without gap. The all-or-nothing lie has killed more consistency than laziness ever could. You tell yourself, if I can't do the full 20 minutes, why do anything? If I can't do perfect push-ups, I'll wait until tomorrow. This thinking creates gaps, and gaps are where your old self crawls back in. Look at any elite athlete, and you'll see something people misinterpret. They have rest days, but those rest days are still progress. They're intentional, strategic, planned. Never because they feel lazy, never because they don't want to train. A rest day allows them to train harder tomorrow. This is still movement toward the goal, but when you skip because you're tired, that's not rest, it's retreat. A river never stops flowing. During a drought it may be a trickle, but it never stops. The moment it stops, it's no longer a river. It's a memory of where the water used to be. Your practice is the same. The moment you create a gap, you're no longer practicing. You're someone who used to practice. Travel day arrived on day 40. Airport at 4 a.m., meetings all day, no gym at the hotel. Raphael did push-ups in the airport bathroom. People looked at him like he'd lost his mind. Great. He meditated in the Uber. He read on the plane. Nothing was perfect. Everything maintained momentum toward the same goal he declared 90 days ago. This is Gyoji. Practice continuing itself. That's when people started to notice. Co-workers said he seemed different. Friends said he was becoming obsessive. Someone actually said his discipline wasn't healthy, that normal people don't act like that. When you hear these words, you know you're on the right track. Normal people get normal results. You're not trying to be normal, you're trying to be unbreakable. But here's what no one prepares you for. The unexpected obstacles you never saw coming. The things you can't plan for because you don't know they exist. Chapter 6. Pre-solutions. Your child gets sick. Your car breaks down on the way to the gym. Your boss keeps you late. These are consistency killers because you haven't pre-decided how to handle them. Every time an unexpected obstacle appears, you have to make a decision under stress. That decision in that moment of chaos is where you'll choose the path of least resistance every time. The obstacle wins because you're fighting a battle you didn't prepare for. Zen monasteries have operated for centuries without missing a single day of practice. Earthquakes, wars, famines, the practice continues. How? They don't make decisions when obstacles arise. The answer already exists. When the meditation hall floods, they go to the dining hall. When the dining hall catches fire, they sit in the courtyard. There is no meeting, no discussion, no negotiation. The bell rings. The response is automatic. Raphael wrote down every obstacle that had ever broken his consistency and pre-solved each one. Plan for rain, push-ups in the garage, guests staying home, silent workout in the bathroom, hangover, which shouldn't happen, but if it does, 2 push-ups, 1 minute of meditation, 1 page of reading. Each scenario had its predetermined response. When X happens, I do Y. No thinking, no negotiating, just execution. The power of this isn't just maintaining the sequence, it's that you stop wasting mental energy on decisions. Your brain knows that no matter what happens tomorrow, the practice continues. This certainty changes your entire nervous system. A Yale University behavioral psychologist who has been studying decision-making for 20 years found, when you pre-decide your actions, you remove decision fatigue from the critical moment. Your prefrontal cortex, responsible for willpower, remains intact to execute rather than decide. Day 70. Raphael's practice had become completely automatic. He would sometimes wake up not even remembering doing the push-ups. His body simply moved through the sequence like a programmed machine. His girlfriend's mother visited for a week. He did push-ups in the bathroom at 5 a.m. The practice continued because the answers were already written. On the 90th, he completed his personal Ango, 3 months of uninterrupted practice. But something deeper had happened. He was no longer the same person. Friends literally told him, "Your consistency is scary." His response was perfect. Great. Chapter 7. The Transformation. Because when your discipline makes others uncomfortable, you're finally operating at the right level. Your existence proves that everything they say is impossible is actually just uncomfortable. That's why they'll call you obsessive. That's why they'll say you need balance. They need you to slow down so they can feel better about standing still. But you're not doing it for them. You're doing it because you've discovered the secret. Consistency isn't about doing something every day. It's about becoming someone who can't do it any other way. When you implement the Gyoji system, public declaration, fixed schedule, a seamless practice method, and pre-resolved answers, you're not just creating habits, you're reshaping your identity. You stop being someone who tries and become someone who simply is. And when that happens, when that transformation is complete, people will look at you and think, how does he do that? And the answer will be simple. He doesn't. He is. The question remains, are you ready for this level of transformation? Because it's not about discipline, it's about death and rebirth. The death of your inconsistent self, the birth of your unbreakable self. The Gyoji system won't make you a better person. It'll make you a different person. Someone others will look at and think, yeah, that's not normal. And when you hear those words, you'll know you've finally gotten where you want to be. If this video changed your perspective on discipline and consistency, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss future content that will transform you. And tell me in the comments, what will your public declaration be? What habit will you implement using the Gyoji